Hi, Joyce here with part two of the story. So I mentioned I come back on the plane. I am immersed in learning about online. So here I am in my traditional financial services job. In my spare time, I'm connecting with and using all kinds of applications. You name it. I was on it. I was on LinkedIn, Twitter. I was an early adopter, and not so much the applications, but I found I wanted to speak to people and find people who had common interests as my own. And so my interests were, you know, who's out there? Who should I talk to? So I would meet people on Twitter. I would say hello to them. They'd say hello back. We become friends. We would share common interests, and then we'd eventually meet in person at a conference, or they would be traveling to New York, or I would be in another city. And so it was this extraordinary way of connecting with people who I would have never met in my neighborhood or at work. It just expanded my world. And Twitter in particular is where I've spent a lot of my time and have met the world and have eventually met them in person. So, financial services, 2008, tough times. My financial job was eliminated in 2008, and I went to executive outplacement, which is kind of where they stick you when they want to get you out of the office. But what I found was that I knew more about how to connect virtually with people who were interested in what I was interested in, even more so than the people who ran the outplacement agency. So, on one hand, people would say, well, aren't they supposed to help you find a job? But I found I was in a position to be helpful. So I volunteered and I set up a little training session for people like myself who were out of work, as well as for the people who ran the agency. And I showed them the power of connecting and networking online. Certainly, LinkedIn. I've been on LinkedIn for about 8 years. Probably more than that now. But I used it and showed people, look, here is how you can find people who are most like yourself. So I had this amazing experience while I'm out of work. I had this extraordinary opportunity to meet people who were also out of work in person, but gave them the the confidence again that they mattered and that here was a way to connect with the people most like yourself. So I wound up doing that and getting a job right away. And part of me was a little depressed because I was really enjoying this online connecting, but I didn't really know kind of what was next for me. So I had a consulting job with another financial services firm, and during that time is when I really began to evolve into who it is I am, who I'm trying to reach, what do I have to say, and how do they want to be reached. And so the next part of this will tell you how I made that transition from financial services into a full-time social media role and expert. Stay tuned.